proud of you guys. Just a moment of excitement. So today we're going to be talking about the 5-year plan, which I'm going to move my screen over. I'm still getting used to like the monitor webcam setup. Can you guys still see me? Did I share the right screen? Okay, great. I've been sharing the wrong desktop, and yesterday I had someone that was looking at my Dinnerly Dinnerly recipe as I was trying to coach them. And she was like, by the way, those black bean tacos look phenomenal, but like, could I see your screen? And I was like, oh yes, but you guys can see the week 13 5-year plan, right? That when did y'all
It's just showing your desktop, Megan. It's like just like your
yeah,
normal desktop. So
I'm just
not
gonna I
not
need
any
to
specific
reshare
screen.
it. I was like, I figured desktop 2. See, I'm glad I asked because I'm learning as we go. Okay. So, and when I was teaching in the pandemic, a lot of teachers said that they couldn't live without their desktop. And I was like, I never actually got one. And I've had 2 days with this and I'm already obsessed. Like, it's just so nice to have such a big screen. It's incredible. So, today we are going to be talking all about the 5-year plan. And I know that some of you guys, I don't know if you guys remember me talking about the pillars of my business previously, but the long-term plan was one of everyone's like favorite things that people would work with me about. And this is part of it. So you can use this for your business. And if you want to use this to help your clients, this is another great tool for you guys to use with them. It's a pieces of a bunch of different programs that I've used. So first off, we're going to be talking about goals. And we've discussed goals in the short term of this program. That was like the 5 steps to goal setting. Now we're going to talk about 5 years from now. Think about where you guys want to be. It's going to be 2028. How old are we going to be? What are we going to be doing? What is life going to look like? That's what we're going to be doing today. And we're going to be talking about how to think about the future and how that can guide us in the present. And the next thing that we're going to talk about is stepping up as the CEO of your business. We're going to talk about your CEO self concept, which we'll get into in a minute. And then again, even though it's like I kind of changed the name to 6-figure systems, at the heart of this, my goal is for this program to be about fulfillment. I want all of you to leave here feeling like you are so fulfilled inside and outside of your business. So we're going to be talking about business, of course, today, but we're also going to be talking about who you are in your life, because sometimes we can identify with our work so much that we can forget all the other pieces of the pie of this amazing life that we get to live. And then we're going to talk about how to build your foggy future vision, which is the 5-year plan. So it says you should set goals beyond your reach so you always have something to live for. And I don't typically read the quotes, but if you're eating breakfast, I want to make sure you can see that. And so within that, when you're thinking about the goals that you want to reach, I was listening to Abraham Hicks. If you guys don't know, she's a bit woo, on the more woo side of things than I typically am. And she was talking about how a lot of us are so obsessed with getting to the benchmark, getting to the goal, getting to the point where our businesses are already making multiple 6 figures and helping thousands of people. And it's like if you're thinking about a person who is sculpting this beautiful creation, and they're going through and they're working on this piece and they work for months, and they create this incredible sculpture, and everyone comes around and they're like, oh, okay, like, look at that, incredible, what are you doing next? And they're like, no, I made that, we're there, that's it, that's all I've got. And it's like, okay, what's next? And it's like, well, nope, that's it. It's like, think about our lives. It's like really is all about the journey of becoming ourselves through these businesses. And I feel like when we can step into really feeling like, okay, this is amazing. The fact that right now, exactly as our businesses are, fucking awesome. Like, it is already so amazing. And I can see room to grow even more. And when you can really see your business like the cherry on top of an already awesome life, I always try and get myself there every single day. And it makes it so much less pressure. And it makes it really about like the whole experience of this business, of this creation that we get to make in the world. So we're going to be talking, I believe, next week or the week after about annual goal setting. And I actually did a webinar about that I'm going to vary a little bit for us, that I'm going to be sharing on either next week or the week after. But I also want you to think about like, what do you want to accomplish like 5 years from now? Like in 2028, what do you want that business to look like? And then in 10 years from now, what do you want this business to look like? I plan on having my business until I stop existing in the world. Like I maybe I'll retire, but like I don't know. I love what I do, and I can't see myself ending this anytime soon. And then the legacy that you want to leave in the world with your business. What are we creating here? What are we creating for posterity and for generations to come? So, when we are thinking about your CEO self concept, your CEO self concept is created by your character traits. And you can think about words that you want to think about as a CEO of your business. We have set the stage with all of the systems in your business up until this point. So all of the minutia, all those like little systems day to day are set up. And if you think about your business as like a CEO would think about their business, you have employees and then you have the CEO that kind of sees the big picture. They're able to lead in their business. And currently, everyone in this group is a solopreneur. So we don't have anyone that we're managing just yet. But I want you to pretend, even if that isn't a goal of yours to manage other people, what we have set in place are the systems like for the employees. So we've got all the systems ready for all the employees that we work with. The CEO's role is to think big picture, to be expansive, to think about dream big. What could we do? And I want you to realize that as a solopreneur, you actually have both hats. You've got the employee hat and you have the CEO hat. And so even if you never hire a single person ever in your business, you want to think about the way that you would want to lead other people and then lead yourself in that way. I have realized in the past couple years, I have not been my best boss. Like if I was thinking about it, like I would sometimes work myself to the bone. I would work when I'm sick, which I am sick right now, but like I've got it under control. And within my business, I don't want to lead my business in a way that feels terrible to like work with. So I want you to think about like the character traits: compassionate, open, responsive, focused. Think about the words that you would describe. Maybe it isn't yourself currently, but what you would create as your ideal self. Okay. It can be a mix of things that you have and things that you're creating. And those are the words that you're going to put there. And then your beliefs. Now, beliefs for me, when I'm thinking about this, they can be related to business, but also about my life as a person. Again, we are not our business, but as we create this, what kind of things do we want to believe? These are just kind of mantras and phrases that I like to repeat to myself. And I actually do listen to my Upward Spiral Guide daily. So that's what we're creating here. I still listen to it to this day, even though I created it a year ago. And I'll show you what that is. But I have like relationships are the essence of my beautiful life. This is amazing. I never know everything. And that's why it's so amazing. Like those are the things that like I always want to be like guiding my business with, and always kind of like the beliefs that I want to come back to. So today we're going to be creating your foggy future vision. And it is based on 4 different categories: your mental, spiritual, emotional, and physical self. So this is where we're taking you as a CEO, we're seeing you as a CEO, and then we're zooming out. Because for me, especially like for the past like 2 years, I really, when things were going well in my business, it seemed like things were going well in my life. And I would just like with ourselves, when we talked about the way that you self coach yourself, it's like your brain will generalize. So it's like if you are completely focused on work, when things are good with work, it's things are great in all aspects of your life. And then when things aren't great with work, you can generalize it and be like, everything is shit. And so we want to take a step back and just be like, okay, yes, I am a business owner, but I also want to look at all aspects of my life, who I'm becoming. And remember that just because maybe things aren't going a way I planned, or even if things are, it's not the end all be all for my life. So what we want to do is we're going to use the wheel of life. And as you can see, your contribution and your growth in career are just one piece of the pie. There's also your spiritual guidance, whether you feel like you're being guided in the world around you, your relationship with yourselves. I remember when I said that I haven't been self-coaching, I was self-coaching this morning on the way back from yoga. And I just realized how much negative self-talk I had gotten back into. And I was like, that's interesting. So these numbers are always in flow. It's never static. And there's always places to improve. And then relationship with a life partner, relationship with friends and family, health, wellness, and strength, health, enough finances. And I also include that as time. And so these are the aspects that I like to think about when I'm thinking about my business. And what we're going to do is at the bottom, you're going to have a box that has each category. And I want you to list a number between 1 and 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. And again, I said needing help. It was like just for simplicity. 1's not great, 10 is fantastic. And what you're going to do just today is you're just going to choose 1 category. And you're going to choose and think about what you meant when you ranked that category, that number. And again, I said low numbers mean high potential. So if you're like, oh, I am a 1 with my relationship with spiritual guidance, I don't feel connected at all. It's like, cool. That means we got 9 steps to grow. And then instead of thinking about what it would be for a 10 right now, because a lot of times it's like, okay, I have to be a 10 at every aspect of my life right now. That's not true. We got plenty of time. We got 5 years. You could even go 10 years out with this. And you can think about, and that's what I did with my clients before when I did this exercise. I would have them go 10 years out and be like, okay, in 10 years, it's like maybe I take this next year to work on the life partner aspect. And then next year I work on the health. And then next year I work on the wealth. And it's like there's a time, plenty of time for us to accomplish all the things that we want to. And know that even when it's like, I don't think there's ever going to be a point when we're all at a 10 for every category. I don't think that's the point of life. It's like if we were at a 10 all the time, I don't think that would be as much fun. So we're going to see what it would be like. And then you're going to think about that future self. And I want you to start living like that future self today. I really want you to get into that energy. Like when I picked out my outfit today, I was like, okay, what would, and I call her Millionaire Megs, just so you know, for fun. So when I'm thinking about my self-concept, I was like, okay, I'm going to wear a little blazer and I'm going to wear a nice dress and it's form-fitting and I'm going to have earrings on. I'm going to wear a ring. Like I was like, I could see my future self wearing this. And I have been trying to like dress like my future self. I've been trying to do yoga like my future self, drive my car like a future self, hydrate like my future self, like all of the things. So when you are thinking that, you want to make sure that you're creating this self-concept that you can start living into right now, regardless of whether there is money in the bank, clients in the business to prove it. And I like to call this a daily practice. So for me, I recorded myself when I read mine and I went through all the categories. And remember when I said I was in Antarctica and I actually like redid this? It was so powerful to just take some time away and just like really think about like who I want to be in this world. And so I have it as my voice memo and you can see it like I just listened to it on the way to work. Or on the way to yoga, usually.
Welcome to the Upward Spiral Guide. The purpose of this Upward
A little
Spiral
nasally.
Guide is
God, I hate listening to myself.
conscious mind and slowly.
But I do listen to it every day. And it just kind of reminds me of like who I am, who I'm becoming, and the legacy I want to leave on this world. And that's what I would like for you guys to start doing as well. So what we have here is there are goals that you want to also put into practice. And when you're thinking about your business as a whole, here we go. Everyone should have this document within our systems So I want you to think big picture. Like, yes, we have our goals for this year, and a philosophy of Brooke Castillo, who's the person who I went to school with, is she likes to set impossible goals. And for her, it's almost like desensitizing her brain to failure. And for me, I think that's a really neat way to do it. I'm sure in my business, there are going to be sometimes when I set goals that I can't hit, for sure. And it's going to feel disappointing. And I'm going to like experience that processing emotion at some point. Today, I don't want to do that. I'm like, I wanted to set a really easy goal for myself this year that felt really just, I could probably hit that. And that just felt good for me. I was like, I don't want to keep like, I've stretched you guys have stretched yourself a lot over the past 3.5 months. Set some goals that you are like, okay, I would love to hit this. That would be amazing. And we'll talk about like, instead of like an under goal stretch and I forget even what it was. It was like, I still like the name under goal. It's like, okay, this would be a service goal. Like this would be an amazing service to provide in the world. This would be amazing. And then this would be incredible. And like, that's the way I'm trying to set my goals now because it feels so much more abundant versus like under goal. That sounds like underwear. I'm like, that's terrible. It's like, I don't want to be setting underwear goals. I'm like, no, everything that you do in your business every single day for every single person is putting something positive into the world, whether you see it or not. And so I want you to think about your business and career goals and just think about like 5 months, 5 years, 10 years, your whole life. You've got plenty of time. We all have so much time. What do you actually want to create and contribute? And then we'll get into the character traits. Those are just one word. You can elaborate on that. Your beliefs. Again, those are sentences that you just want to take with you. And then these are things that you're currently ranking and why. And again, like, so if you were to think about your career growth and learning, in the scale of my lifetime, I'm seeing my career is at like a 2 right now. I'm like, I've already created this amazing group, but y'all, I can see some things for this business to grow. Like, I don't know. I've got some plans. Like I also can see myself creating a program for elementary school so that kids can learn the model and things like that in the future. Like that's something that I've never shared with you guys, I don't think before, but it's like there's a coach in Durham that's like doing the same thing for high school students. I'm like, I eventually would like to do something like that I can just like roll out into schools. The difference in community that would kind of be going there. Like I feel like that would, because it's like I think it's great to find coaching when I did, but I'm like, man, if we get coaching in the hands of kids earlier, that would be amazing. Your relationship with yourself, your connection spiritually with the world around you, your romantic relationship, your relationship with your friends and family, your health, wellness, and strength, your money and time. And that's a little piece of the pie for you guys to see. And when I did this long-term plan, this is what mine looks like. And also I said, shout out, I got this beginning part with Rachel Bell in that OCA program that I don't think is continued anymore, but that's where Dorit and I met. And I love this. This was so helpful. So it's like compassionate, focused, joyful, expansive. Like you can elaborate on them because I just had a lot of things there. And then like these are like my beliefs about myself. And like there's some like my body is a vessel and I will nourish and care for it. Not related to coaching, but it's just the kind of beliefs I want to carry. And then the manifesto, I don't think we have that there. But that's like when you think about what you would need to make it a 10, go big. Like weave the craziest, most amazing life for yourself that you can possibly imagine. I'm like, I'm a brilliant, inspired, and aligned human being. That is a ballsy statement to say, but it feels so fun to just like dream big and like no one's going to read this. No one is going to judge you. It's like I was able to help more people. We're thinking about starting a nonprofit. I'm thinking about like, who knows? Like Rob and I have talked about like doing some things in other countries. Like, I don't know. Life is short. Let's like dream big, you know? So that is what is going on for you guys now. And it should be in the Business Fulfillment Mastermind classroom. If you go down to week 13, even though I know it's not week 13, it's here. Foggy Future Plan in here. And if you click make a copy, you'll see the same document. And I finished a little early, guys. So you get 35 whole minutes to get this going.